Do you want to kill Godzilla while he's this giant Godzilla all around town, already wrecking the power station, the restaurants, all that, the highway, ripping it out? Is that the time to intervene? When you think about the autoimmune timeline, this becomes a hot topic, which is how does the autoimmune timeline apply to our children? Well, think about this. If you think about the autoimmune timeline as Godzilla creating more and more damage all around town, which is your body, right? Do you want to kill Godzilla while he's this giant Godzilla all around town, already wrecking the power station, the restaurants, all that, the highway, ripping it out? Is that the time to intervene? Well, in your kids, think about this. Godzilla is an egg. Godzilla is an egg with your children. So think about that. Do you want to intervene before, like, your child's now is even before Cindy's now, right? Cindy's now, when she was a child, was 30, 30 plus years ago, right? Think about that. If you can intervene in your child 30 years before they even have the onset of autoimmune symptoms, or 10 years or 20 years before they even have these symptoms, how easy is that going to be? How cheap is that going to be? How effective is that going to be? How much permanent damage is there? Zero. So, something to understand about the autoimmune timeline is this: the earlier you intervene, the more physical resiliency your body has to fix any sort of temporary damage and to bounce back. This is why in children, it's a freaking incredible opportunity to kill Godzilla while he's an egg and intervene sooner rather than later, to jump the line when there aren't even lines to jump in your child, right? There are no lines to jump in your child. So, how many of you have kids that have autoimmune issues? How many of you are in this group or watching this video where your child's the one with autoimmune disease? How many of you have autoimmune disease yourself, and yet you're already seeing the beginnings of autoimmune symptoms in your children, and you're like, I can prevent this? And here's the thing: if you're struggling with autoimmunity, the most important thing that you can do as a parent is actually to fix your own autoimmunity. Make the decision to jump the line, to jump from 3 to 1, because you know what you're going to do is you're going to teach your child by example. There's really only two ways that we can really teach and intervene in our children's life, and that's either as a warning or as an example. You choose. And here's the thing: if you're sitting in line 3 or line 4, where you're in poor health or you're in crisis, we are giving our child, teaching them by warning. Don't do what your mom did, because that's how you will end up. But if you jump the line and you become the ideal, and you show them through example that your decisions and the actions that you take have an accelerated, meaningful impact, not only on your life, but on their lives, that's leading by example. And that's the kind of leadership as parents that we need to do, not teaching our kids as warnings. And I myself was a warning probably for 20 years. That's probably a little harsh, maybe 10, 15 years for my children. I was not a mom to my kids for probably the first 15 years of their lives. And I had to make this decision through my own training. I had to make decisions to invest in my own training, my own education. I had to implement, I had to do. I had to make professional decisions. I had to really change jobs. I had to do a lot of different things, decisions that I make to really jump that line. So I love the fact that I'm able to be in a position now where I can share my own personal experience with all of you. I hope this really resonated. I can share my experience with all of you. If you know somebody who could benefit from this training, tag their name right now in the comment section. If you're in the Facebook group, invite them into the Facebook group so they could see this. Sharing is caring. Raising awareness is the most powerful thing that you can do if you know anyone struggling with autoimmune issues. So if you're watching from YouTube, make sure you click subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And for all of you for watching, I hope that this was super helpful.